from a song so shocking they called it an antichrist, to a stream so controversial, someone he loved made a song about it. These are the most loved and hated IShowSpeed songs. Starting with the song Shake. When he released this back in 2021, most people had no idea what he was saying. But it still racked up over 200 million views and a lot of positive feedback. Comments like, "Bro is just making sounds, yet has me bopping my head." Kai Sanat was also confused, asking, "What language is this?"
Wait, hold on. What is he saying? I swear to God, I don't know what the he said.
But still gave credit to the beat, saying the sample carried the track and kept it catchy. Flight Reacts, a well-known YouTuber and musician, said he liked the beat, the energy, and the flow. But it's funny how both Kai and Flight were flabbergasted after Speed started doing the, Gok Gok 3000. And in the comments, a lot of people said they knew the song was meant as a joke, but they were still surprised at how well Speed could rap. Others said his energy was so strong he could probably pack out a concert. So in 2022, Speed decided to make a sequel, Shake Part 2. But this time, not everyone is impressed, especially the Law Twins. Their reaction video didn't hold back. Right from the start, they were skeptical. They joked about having deja vu, calling out that Speed was reusing lyrics from the original Shake. One of them straight up said,
"He ain't trying to understand himself. I'm trying to understand you as a rapper."
They even said Speed is officially a mumble rapper. Some parts of the song didn't make sense to them, like Speed saying something and then suddenly doing something weird, so much that they compared it to the aliens in MIB. Then, just like the original Shake, Speed started doing the Gok Gok 9000, and the twins even asked why people really like that part.
"What about this do y'all love?"
Still, they gave credit where credit was due. The production got props, the beat was fire, and DJ Shawnee clearly put in work. And so they said this.
"If they holding you hostage, call me." Damn it. You are working hard as hell on these beats, bro, and it's getting disrespected.
But in June 2025, Speed hit fans with something nobody expected because people were used to his unhinged tracks. So when Speed released Fight to Win in June 2025, fans were shocked in a good way because it was completely different from anything he dropped before.
I'ma fight to win. I'ma fight for myself tonight.
The lyrics were all about staying focused, pushing past hate, and not giving up. The video matched the message, showing a kid getting picked on at school, but putting in the work to get stronger. Bro even dropped a short speech at the end, telling viewers that no matter what they want to be in life, they should go for it.
Hey, whoever watching this, it don't matter what you want to be what you want to be. You can be whoever you want to be in this life.
NoLifeShaq said Speed's rap has been getting better, calling this one of his most lyrical tracks yet.
I'm gonna title this video Speed's most lyrical song.
In the comments, fans pointed out how hard Speed's been working this year, calling him one of the hardest working streamers out there, with a solid team behind him. Others said they respected how positive the song was, with Speed becoming a better role model for his younger audience compared to his old content. In August 2025, Speed dropped Speed Gang Anthem. And the views are still climbing, or as Jellywig would say,
Lights up those numbers!
And if you look at the comments on YouTube, most of them were positive. But if you check other platforms across the internet, the reactions were ruthless. Reddit cooked this song, and they were saying things like, "worse than shit." They even said Speed had zero personality and called the whole thing boring. What's even worse is this song got compared to KSI. They didn't specifically mention which track, but we probably know what it is. After the full Speed Gang album dropped, across multiple threads, the reaction was the same. Like any Asian parent would say, disappointment. A lot of people thought it sounded rushed, like he wasn't even trying. Some called the whole album mid, while others didn't even give it that much credit. And honestly, nobody seemed surprised. Some people think that's kind of the point. They don't expect good music from Speed, they just want to be entertained. Whether it's chaotic, funny, or flat out bad, it's still content. A few even said they prefer the older music videos, like World Cup. When Speed dropped this song in November 2022, it climbed into YouTube Music's top 100 in the US within days. And it didn't take long before it racked up well over 100 million views. Why? Because after Speed roll calling countries and started singing World Cup, everyone's head started banging. From there, the internet did what it did best. Clipped it, remixed it, and memes detonated instantly. TikTok went nuclear and the reactions started pouring in. Like NoLifeShaq called the track an anthem and predicted you'd hear it everywhere.
We gonna hear this song everywhere. It's like an anthem, bro.
Kai Cenat pointed out that Speed's numbers were beating a lot of mainstream rappers.
This is doing way more numbers than a lot of rappers, bro.
Midway through the video, he calls Speed a genius and shuts down the idea that it was just for clout, saying he's seen Speed off camera watching Ronaldo games and getting mad when he missed.
And the nigga getting tight when Ronaldo missing shit.
Meanwhile, the YouTube comments went nuts. Some people said the song deserved a platinum record, or this guy saying whoever produces his music deserves a huge raise. The beat selection and mix is fire. Then a year later, Speed dropped a song, and this time he wasn't alone. He teamed up with Kai, and together they released Dogs. Yet still had no idea what Speed was saying. And when Kai comes in, Shaq starts headbanging. He even said Kai brought common sense to the track and had to represent.
At least Kai came on here trying to spit, man. Somebody had to represent, man.
Kai was spitting bars. Speed brought the energy. Then one of Kai and Speed's closest friends, Duke Dennis, also reacted. Said the song felt too safe, too clean, and almost kid-friendly. That's why he said,
"That is the most Disney Channel I've ever heard. It won't get a play in my car."
Fast forward to 2025, Speed put out I Know.
I know it was you. I know it was.
In the comments, people pointed out a lot of things, like how bro violated a car, and talked about how his music keeps getting better with each release. They also said it's crazy to see someone known for streaming now dropping back-to-back tracks like a full-time artist. Others called Speed one of the most multi-talented creators out there, a guy who can game, travel, play football, and still make music that hits. Fast forward to mid-2025, Speed dropped Higher. This time, he linked up with Riot USA, the same producer behind Ice Spice's biggest hits, and put together a melodic, high-energy track that felt like he was actually trying. Kai Cenat reacted to it first, thought the hook was catchy, but said the whole thing had KSI vibes.
I'm not gonna lie, that chorus was catchy as fuck. Speed and KSI make the same genre of music.
And he wasn't the only one saying that. NoLifeShaq had a similar take, but it's not just all negative. At the start, he even pointed out Speed copying Lil Wayne's Lighter Flick.
Nigga, that's a lighter flick. Don't you ever disrespect Lil Wayne like that, boy.
But as he continued, to his surprise, Shaq actually found himself vibing. He called out the Lambo, the clean production, and even admitted Speed was actually trying to spit. Lines like PJ to Monaco and you can tell me all your problems caught his attention, mostly because he didn't expect Speed to even try rapping seriously. Still, it wasn't all praise. He said the vocals sounded like Speed was singing into a fan, laughed at the fake high jump scene, and roasted the green screen effects hard. Then Shaq pointed out a specific scene and said,
Nigga, this KSI ass scene. KSI told him to do that, I know it.
At the end, Shaq said that the song is catchy, but followed up with, "It's catchy as hell, but I'll never listen to it again." Shaq praised Speed's growth, said he's genuinely proud of him, but the funny thing is, he started asking Speed to race him, saying he would demolish him, and if they did race, Speed's YouTube career would be over. Well, joke or not, we all know where this is going, and Speed's got a list of famous people he already smoked. Just weeks later, he came back with something completely different. Can You Be All Mine?
You stay on my mind. just drive me crazy.
Some even joked he's on side quests at this point, streaming, traveling, playing football, racing, and now sliding into singer territory. A bunch of fans said it feels like Speed is building up to an album. Others just gave him props for being an all-around entertainer. One dude even called him the first streamer to dominate the music industry. But way back in November 2021, Speed released a song that every anime fan went nuts over, and the video pulled over 4 million views because bro made a song for One Piece.
Bro. No, like, what's the best anime that was ever created?
Speed was always a One Piece fan, and even called it his favorite show of all time. He said that back in quarantine, when he was feeling down, watching One Piece on Netflix was one of the things that really kept him going. So people were hyped that Speed made a full track for their favorite anime, with a few calling it the best anime-based song they'd ever heard. Fans joked about Luffy doing backup vocals, while others claimed this was the album of the year, and swore they were making it out the East Blue with this one. A bunch of people said if he actually took rapping seriously, he could be dangerous in the music game, and that his beat selection is always on point. But not every song was pure praise. There was this one YouTuber who said something you should never say to Speed, like when Aiden Ross reacted to one of Speed's most iconic tracks, Suey.
Cristiano Ronaldo. Suey.
When he dropped it in June 2022, it racked up more than 30 million views. Most people loved it, flooding the comments with things like, no swearing, no drugs, no naked women, just 100% real talent. Then when Aiden Ross reacted, bro said something that would really make Speed crash out.
I'm gonna be honest, bro. Messi is better than Ronaldo.
Another YouTuber, called Freezy, thought it would be pure dog water, but ended up loving it, saying the beat and the flow were actually sick.
This is fucking sick. The beat and his flow is so good. I can't lie, I expected this to be pure dog water.
Now back in April 2022, Speed released the song God is Good. And racked up 22 million views. This actually started from a clip where Speed won a Fortnite game, randomly started singing, and it went viral.
God is good.
The title sounds solid, but not everyone took it that way. At the start, you'll hear him say, God is good, God is great. Then a few minutes in, people started pointing out questionable parts, and NoLifeShaq spelled it out in his reaction. He keeps saying he can't take Speed seriously, but admits Speed's energy puts him in a good mood. But the moment he started playing the start of Speed's video, he paused and said he does agree with the God is good, God is great part, but Shaq starts getting pressed about the dance, especially when Speed starts twerking.
Man, this nigga and this stupid dance. Stop doing that, my nigga.
He gets so surprised and disappointed he barely knows what to say. Then he drops the line that stuck with people and had the comments laughing.
This gotta be against my religion. Well, I'm sorry.
And he lost it when he reached the end. He was so fed up and then just tapped out. And in the comments, it is true it felt like Shaq was like a disappointed older brother reacting to his younger brother. But at least Shaq's reaction felt a bit genuine, because some people said something way more extreme. So there's this channel where he and his mom reacted to Speed when he released the video. At first, she gives Speed some credit, saying he might have had a good voice when she heard him singing after the Fortnite win. And as they started watching the video, she started saying this.
It's a little antichrist, talking about God this, God that, I ain't no thought.
And people in the comments were quick to call that out, pointing out that her son was literally wearing a cap with a demon horn design, and his room was full of fire and skulls. Even her son was surprised by that take and corrected her a little bit. IShowSpeed even reacted to this, and couldn't believe what he just heard.
Oh my God.
He pushes back right away, saying he didn't cuss in the whole song, only said thought, and that it isn't a bad word. He also denies the "my meat is small" line, saying people misheard him, and he freestyled that part. Sure, but they're not the only ones who heard it. Going back to Shaq, he pointed it out, was shocked by what he heard, and replayed it a couple of times to make sure he wasn't tripping. But when Speed reacted to the mom reaction video, he calls the video crazy, points out they didn't say a single good thing, and says if he claps back, he'll just look like the bad guy. So he holds it in and moves on. Though one of fans' favorite IShowSpeed songs ain't even by him, it's by his dad, aka Daddy Speed. So in September 2023, Daddy Speed dropped a track called I Show the Meat. Which, by the way, is a song about that time Speed accidentally, flashed his meat live on stream. The reason a lot of people started calling him I Show Meat. When Daddy Speed released it, the track went crazy viral and racked up over 10 million views. And the music video? Hilarious. Meat everywhere, literally. At the start, Daddy Speed surrounded by packages of all kinds of meat. But jokes aside, the song was actually a straight banger. Daddy Speed cooked on this one. The beat was clean, his voice sounded fire, and the whole thing slapped. Even Speed himself dropped in the comments, "Dad, you're done." But Pop's trolling didn't stop there. He even rage-baited Speed live on stream, and later dressed up for Halloween in an apron that said, "My meat is 100%. Not only the song is catchy, but fans really appreciated that even though they all know this is some joke, we all can see how much he loves his son. And others are calling it that a beautiful message from father to son.